My fellow Africans, today I stand before you with a heart that is heavy but also strong. The attack on Ghanaian traders in Titao was not only an attack on traders. It was not only an attack on Burkina Faso. It was not only an attack on Ghana. It was an attack on Africa. Those men who were killed were not strangers. They were our brothers. They were sons of Africa. They were fathers, uncles, friends. They crossed borders to trade, to work, to build families, to build hope. And criminals tried to destroy that hope. Let me speak clearly today. The relationship between Burkina Faso and Ghana will never be broken. No bullet, no bomb. No terrorist will ever cut the bond between our two nations. Our border is not a line of division. It is a line of brotherhood. It is a bridge of culture, history, and shared struggle. We eat the same food, we sing the same songs, we cry the same tears. To the government and people of Ghana, I say this: your pain is our pain. Your loss is our loss. We do not see Ghanaian blood and Burkinabe blood. We see African blood. When I heard about the killings in Titao, I made a promise. I promised the families that justice would not sleep. I promised that we would not hide. I promised that we would not blame others and sit still. We would act, and we acted. Our security forces moved fast. We gathered intelligence. We followed every trail. We worked day and night. We did not stop at the first village. We did not stop at the first suspect. We moved across the dry land, through the bush, through fear, until we found them. We captured the men who killed our brothers in Titao. They did not expect to be caught. They thought Africa was weak. They thought our borders were open playgrounds. They thought our people were divided. They were wrong. When I sat and listened as they were interrogated, I wanted to understand. I wanted to know, who are you? Why did you come here to kill traders? Why did you spill African blood? They told us they came from faraway lands. They said some of them came from Syria. Others claimed they came from Egypt. Others said they had roots in Algeria. They crossed seas and deserts. They entered our continent, they moved through our lands, and they chose to kill our people. My brothers and sisters, this must wake us up. Africa is not a battlefield for foreign wars. Africa is not a training ground for foreign extremists. Africa is not a weak house with open doors for those who bring death. We are a sovereign continent. We are proud nations, and we must act like it. These men will face trial. They will answer before the law for killing our African brothers. We will not answer violence with blind anger. We will answer it with justice. We will show the world that Africa can defend itself and Africa can judge those who harm her children. But justice alone is not enough. We must ask hard questions. How did they enter? Who helped them? How did weapons reach their hands? How did they move without being stopped? We cannot continue as if nothing has changed. The world has changed. Terrorism moves across borders. It hides behind false names. It uses religion, politics, and lies to recruit and destroy. We must strengthen our borders. We must know who enters our countries. Hospitality is part of African culture. We welcome guests. We share food. We share shelter. But hospitality must not become weakness. We must review how foreigners access our lands. We must work together as African states to track dangerous movements, not to block friendship, not to stop business, but to stop bloodshed. This is not about hatred. This is about protection. Let me be clear. We are not against any nation. We are not against any people, but we are against those who come to Africa to kill Africans. And this is where Pan-Africanism speaks loudly. Pan-Africanism is not just a slogan. It is not just a flag. It is not just history. It is the understanding that when one African nation is attacked, all African nations are attacked. If terrorists can move across our borders, then our unity must move faster. If weapons cross from one region to another, then intelligence must cross even faster. If extremists try to divide us by language, by religion, by colonial history, then we must unite beyond all those lines. Burkina Faso and Ghana must work hand in hand. Our soldiers must train together. Our intelligence services must share information. Our leaders must speak openly. Our youth must understand that the enemy is not next door. The enemy is the one who wants Africa weak. To the youth of Africa, I speak directly to you. Do not allow yourself to be used. Do not allow yourself to be manipulated by money, by lies, by false promises of glory. Terrorism brings nothing but graves, it brings nothing but tears. It destroys markets, schools, farms, and futures. Africa does not need more guns in the hands of angry young men. Africa needs tools. Africa needs books. Africa needs engineers, farmers, teachers, doctors. The men we captured thought they could bring fear. Instead, they have brought unity. They thought they could divide Ghana and Burkina Faso. Instead, they have made our bond stronger. This tragedy will not weaken us. It will awaken us. We must build a continental system of security. We must support one another without waiting for foreign powers to save us. For too long, Africa has depended on outside forces to solve African problems. And what has that brought us? Continued instability, continued interference, continued dependency. No more. We respect all nations, but we must stand on our own feet. Our ancestors fought colonial chains. They fought to raise flags of independence. Now our generation must fight invisible chains, chains of insecurity, terrorism, and division. Let this movement be a turning point. Let Ghana and Burkina Faso show the continent what brotherhood looks like. Let us hold joint memorials. Let us support the families together. Let us send a message to every terrorist group. You will find no safe space between us. Africa must speak with one voice. When I looked into the eyes of the captured men, I did not see strength. I saw confusion. I saw people who believed lies. I saw men who thought Africa was asleep. Africa is not asleep. Africa is rising. And those who try to use our land as a playground for violence will discover that this continent has awakened. We will not break. We will not turn against each other. We will not allow foreign conflicts to become African graves. To the families of the Ghanaian traders, I promise you, their deaths will not be forgotten. Their names will not disappear. Their blood will water the tree of African unity. This is not only a fight for Burkina Faso. This is not only a fight for Ghana. This is a fight for the soul of Africa. And together, we will win. My dear brothers and sisters, today I continue speaking not only as the leader of Burkina Faso, but as a son of Africa. What happened in Titao was meant to send a message of fear, but we will answer it with a message of unity. When the terrorists attacked the Ghanaian traders, they did not only shoot at human beings, they shot at trust, they shot at cooperation. They shot at the spirit that allows a Ghanaian trader to wake up early, cross the border, sell goods in Burkina Faso, and return home to feed his children. They wanted to destroy that spirit, but they failed. After their capture, we did not hide them. We did not silence the truth. We investigated carefully. We confirmed their identities. We gathered evidence. We followed the networks that supported them. These men will stand before our courts. They will answer for murder. They will answer for terrorism. They will answer for the pain they caused mothers, wives, and children. Justice will be public. Justice will be clear. Justice will be firm. But I must speak about something deeper. When these criminals said they came from Syria, from Egypt, and from Algeria, I asked myself, how many more are trying to enter Africa with hidden plans? This is not about blaming nations. It is about protecting our continent. Africa has always been open. For centuries, people have moved across our lands. Trade routes connected us from the north to the south, from the east to the west. Our culture teaches hospitality. We say a guest is a blessing. But today, we must say clearly, a guest who brings death is not a guest, he is an enemy. We must create a stronger system to know who enters our countries. We must share intelligence between African governments. If a dangerous man is expelled from one country, he must not be able to walk freely into another African country. This is why I call for a new era of African cooperation. Let Ghana and Burkina Faso lead by example. Let us build joint border patrols. Let us establish shared intelligence centers. Let us train our officers together. Let us build databases that protect our people. And let this cooperation expand beyond our two nations. To the leaders of West Africa, to the leaders of North Africa, to the leaders of Central, East, and Southern Africa, this is a continental fight. Terrorism does not ask for visas. It does not respect colonial borders. It moves where there is weakness. So we must remove weakness. We must also address the root causes. Why do some young men choose violence? Why do they listen to extremist ideas? Why are they ready to travel across deserts and seas to fight wars that are not theirs? We must invest in our youth. An unemployed young man with no hope becomes easy to manipulate. A young man who feels forgotten becomes easy to recruit. Terrorist groups promise money, they promise power. They promise meaning. We must offer something greater, dignity. We must build schools in villages where children now grow up surrounded by fear. We must create industries so our youth do not have to migrate in desperation. We must develop agriculture, technology, and infrastructure. Security is not only guns and soldiers. Security is opportunity. Pan-Africanism teaches us that Africa's strength is in her unity. Our history shows that when we stand together, we are powerful. When we are divided, we are exploited. During the colonial period, our borders were drawn without our consent. Families were separated. Ethnic groups were split between countries. Languages were used to divide us. But today, we must rise above those lines. A Ghanaian trader in Burkina Faso is not a foreigner in the true sense. He is an African brother. A Burkinabe farmer selling crops in Ghana is not an outsider. He is part of the same African story. If terrorists think they can use division between Anglophone and Francophone Africa, they misunderstand our generation. We are the generation that refuses to be divided by language. We are the generation that refuses to be controlled by fear. We are the generation that says Africa must stand on her own feet. I want to send a strong message to those who think Africa is weak. You may have weapons, you may have money, you may have networks, but you do not have the heart of Africa. The heart of Africa is stronger than any gun. The spirit of Africa is stronger than any bomb. The unity of Africa is stronger than any extremist ideology. To our security forces, I salute you. You moved with courage. You faced danger. You did not hesitate. You protected our people. You captured the killers. You showed that Burkina Faso is not defenseless. To the families of the victims, I bow my head before you. No words can remove your pain. No speech can replace your loved ones. But know this, they did not die in silence. Their deaths have shaken this nation and strengthened our resolve. We will support you. We will stand with you. We will not forget you. To the youth of Ghana and Burkina Faso, I say this: do not allow anger to turn into hatred. Do not attack innocent people because of what criminals did. That is what terrorists want. They want chaos. They want revenge between communities. We will not give them that victory. We will respond with unity. We will respond with discipline. We will respond with intelligence. Africa's future depends on our maturity. If we allow every attack to divide us, then the enemy wins. But if every attack makes us more united, then the enemy loses. This is why I call for an African Security Pact, a commitment between African nations to share information, coordinate actions, and protect our borders together. We must invest in technology. We must monitor suspicious movements. We must strengthen airport security, land borders, and maritime routes. At the same time, we must protect legal trade and free movement of honest citizens. We cannot destroy economic cooperation while fighting terrorism. We must balance openness with protection. That balance is possible if we work together. My brothers and sisters, Africa has suffered too much. We have suffered slavery. We have suffered colonialism. We have suffered coups and foreign interference. Now we face terrorism, but let me tell you something powerful. Every time Africa has been tested, Africa has survived. We are still here. We are still standing. And we are stronger than before. The attack in Titao will not be remembered only as a tragedy. It will be remembered as a turning point, the moment when Ghana and Burkina Faso stood side by side and said, enough. Enough of foreign extremists using our land. Enough of African blood being spilled for foreign agendas. Enough of division. We choose unity. We choose sovereignty. We choose justice. And we choose Africa. May the souls of our fallen brothers rest in peace. May their sacrifice inspire a stronger continent. And may Africa rise united, secure, and proud. My dear brothers and sisters of Burkina Faso, my brothers and sisters of Ghana, my beloved Africa, let this moment not pass like the wind. Let this moment become a fire in our hearts. The attack in Titao was meant to create fear in the markets. It was meant to make traders afraid to travel. It was meant to make Ghanaian citizens feel unsafe in Burkina Faso. It was meant to break trust. But instead, something powerful has happened. Our two nations have spoken with one voice. I have spoken with our brothers in Ghana. I have assured them Burkina Faso will not allow criminals to destroy our historic relationship. And they have assured us Ghana stands with Burkina Faso against terrorism. This is the Africa we want. An Africa where borders do not divide hearts. An Africa where leaders do not hide when tragedy strikes. An Africa where justice is not delayed. Let me speak clearly again about the men we captured. When we interrogated them, they tried to confuse us. They tried to lie. But the truth always comes out. They admitted their journey. They admitted their training. They admitted their plan to create fear in border regions. They believed that by attacking traders, they could weaken local economies and create tension between our countries. They failed. They thought Ghana would blame Burkina Faso. They thought Burkina Faso would become defensive. They thought our people would turn against each other. Instead, our cooperation became stronger. This is why I say, Africa must never allow outsiders to plant seeds of division. We must control our security narrative. We must control our borders. We must control our destiny. To the African Union and to every African government, I say this with respect but with urgency. The time for small meetings and empty speeches is over. We need coordinated action. We need shared intelligence databases. We need joint anti-terror operations. We need stronger border screening systems. We need visa systems that protect our people while still promoting African unity. We must ask hard questions about how foreign fighters move so freely across continents. How do they cross seas? Who funds them? Who supplies them? Who trains them? Africa must not be the last to know. We must invest in technology, surveillance systems, modern border control equipment, communication systems that allow our security forces to respond in real time. But security is not only hardware, it is mindset. For too long, Africa has relied on foreign military support to fight terrorism. We appreciate partnerships, but partnership must not become dependency. If we do not build our own strong defense systems, we will always be reacting instead of leading. The blood spilled in Titao is calling us to lead. Let us imagine an Africa where a threat in one country triggers immediate support from neighboring countries. Let us imagine a shared African counterterrorism academy where officers from Ghana, Burkina Faso, Mali, Nigeria, Kenya, Egypt, South Africa, and every corner of this continent train together. Let us imagine intelligence networks that move faster than extremist networks. This is not a dream, it is possible, but it requires courage and unity. To the youth listening to me tonight, you are the key. You must reject radical ideas that come disguised as religion or revolution. True faith does not kill traders. True justice does not attack markets. True liberation does not target innocent families. Extremism feeds on frustration, so we must remove frustration. We will invest in education. We will invest in agriculture. We will invest in technology and industry. We will build roads that connect our people. We will build markets that create jobs. We will build schools that produce thinkers, not fighters. Pan-Africanism means believing that Africa's problems can be solved by Africans. It means trusting each other. It means building systems together. It means defending each other. Let me say something that must be understood clearly. This fight is not against any religion. It is not against any ethnicity. It is not against any nationality. It is against criminal networks that exploit weakness. We must be careful not to let anger turn into hatred. If we allow that, we become what we are fighting. Instead, we will stand firm, disciplined, united. To Ghana, I repeat, your citizens are safe in Burkina Faso. We will protect them as we protect our own. To the traders who cross the border every day, continue your work with courage. Your trade feeds families. Your trade strengthens our economies. Your trade builds peace. We will increase security in border markets. We will deploy more patrols. We will monitor suspicious movements. We will create communication lines between traders and security forces. Fear will not close our markets. Terror will not silence our people. And to those who think Africa is an easy target, hear this clearly. Africa is changing. Africa is waking up. Africa is uniting. The terrorists we captured will face the full weight of the law. Their trial will show the world that African justice is real. Their punishment will show that African lives are valuable. But beyond punishment, we must build prevention. We must invest in intelligence cooperation with our neighbors. We must share watch lists. We must track financial flows that fund terrorism. We must cut the roots before the tree of violence grows. This is our responsibility as leaders, but it is also the responsibility of every citizen. If you see something suspicious, report it. If you hear extremist ideas spreading in your community, reject them. If you see young people being manipulated, guide them. Security is everyone's duty. My dear Africans, we are not weak, we are not helpless. We are heirs of great civilizations. From the ancient kingdoms of West Africa to the great empires of the North and East, Africa has always produced strength and wisdom. Now is our time to prove that again. Let this tragedy become transformation. Let this pain become power. Let this attack become the moment when Ghana and Burkina Faso show the world what African brotherhood truly means. We will not break. We will not retreat. We will not surrender our continent to fear. We choose unity. We choose sovereignty, we choose dignity, and together, Ghana and Burkina Faso, we will defend Africa. May the memory of our fallen brothers guide us. May justice be done, and may Africa rise, united and unshaken. My beloved people of Burkina Faso, my brothers and sisters of Ghana, my fellow Africans across this great continent, as I come toward the end of my message, I speak not only with authority, but with conviction, not only with strength, but with faith. What happened in Titao has shaken us, yes, but it has not destroyed us, and it never will. The terrorists who attacked innocent Ghanaian traders believe that Africa is divided. They believe our borders are weak, our leaders are disconnected, and our people are suspicious of one another. They believe that one violent act could destroy decades of friendship between Burkina Faso and Ghana. They were wrong. They underestimated African brotherhood. They underestimated African memory. They underestimated African resilience. When I visited the families of the victims, I did not see hatred in their eyes. I saw grief, I saw pain, but I also saw dignity. And that dignity is the true strength of Africa. We will not answer evil with chaos. We will answer it with justice, unity, and transformation. The captured men will stand before our courts. Their crimes will be documented. Evidence will be presented. And the world will see that African justice is not weak, it is not emotional, it is not reckless. It is firm, it is fair, it is sovereign. But beyond this trial, there is a bigger trial before us, the trial of our unity. Will Africa rise together, or will we continue to act separately while threats grow stronger? I say this clearly, the time has come for a continental awakening. We must strengthen cooperation not only between Ghana and Burkina Faso, but across all African regions. West Africa must coordinate with North Africa. North Africa must coordinate with Central Africa. East and Southern Africa must share intelligence and strategy. Terrorism moves across deserts, forests, and oceans. So must our cooperation. We must invest in African defense industries. Why should Africa depend entirely on others for equipment? Why should African soldiers lack modern tools while defending their own soil? We must build factories, we must train engineers, we must create our own security technologies. Security is sovereignty. Economic independence is security. Full security is national defense. When our farmers are supported, when our youth have jobs, when our borders are protected, when our institutions are strong, terrorists lose space to operate. The attack in Titao was meant to spread fear in markets. So we will strengthen our markets. It was meant to disrupt trade. So we will increase trade. It was meant to isolate Ghana from Burkina Faso. So we will deepen cooperation. This is how Africa must respond to aggression, by becoming stronger. To my brothers and sisters in Ghana, I send a message of reassurance and respect. Your traders will continue to be welcomed. Your citizens will continue to be protected. Your partnership with Burkina Faso will continue to grow. No criminal group will dictate our relationship. To the youth of Africa, I speak once more. You are not children of war. You are children of a rising continent. Do not let propaganda on social media mislead you. Do not let extremist recruiters trick you with promises of money or power. True power is building, not destroying. True courage is protecting the innocent. True strength is unity. We must also address migration with wisdom. Africa is open, but openness must be managed with responsibility. We will review our border systems. We will strengthen documentation processes. We will ensure that those who enter our countries come with peaceful intentions. This is not about isolation, it is about protection. Every nation in the world protects its borders. Africa must do the same with fairness, with respect for human rights, but with seriousness. The men who came to Titao did not come to trade. They did not come to work. They did not come to learn. They came to kill. And that must never happen again. We will work with our neighbors to track suspicious movements across regions. We will share information about extremist networks. We will strengthen cooperation between intelligence agencies. Africa must build a shield of cooperation, technology, discipline, and unity. But even more powerful than a shield is our shared identity. We are Africans. Before colonial borders, we were connected by culture and trade. Before foreign languages divided us, we shared history. Before outside interests competed for influence, we built kingdoms, empires, and civilizations. That spirit still lives in us. Pan-Africanism is not a dream of the past. It is the necessity of the present. If Africa is united, terrorism will fail. If Africa is divided, terrorism will grow. The choice is ours. Let Titao be remembered not only as a place of tragedy, but as a place of awakening. Let the blood of innocent traders water the seeds of African unity. Let Ghana and Burkina Faso stand as an example of how neighbors respond to crisis, not with suspicion, but with solidarity. And to every extremist group listening, hear this message clearly. Africa is not your battlefield. Africa is not your hiding place. Africa is not your recruitment ground. Africa belongs to Africans. We will defend it. We will protect it. We will build it with courage, with discipline, with unity. My fellow Africans, the future is watching us. History is recording us. Let us choose to be remembered as the generation that stood up, the generation that united, the generation that said no more. May God bless the families of the victims. May God bless Ghana. May God bless Burkina Faso. And may God bless a united, sovereign, and fearless Africa. My beloved people of Burkina Faso, my dear brothers and sisters of Ghana, my fellow Africans across this proud continent, tonight, I close my message not with anger, but with resolve. Not with fear, but with vision. Not with division, but with unity. What happened in Titao will forever remain in our memory. The Ghanaian traders who lost their lives did not wake up that morning expecting to become symbols. They were ordinary men doing honest work. They were fathers carrying responsibility. They were sons carrying hope. And now they carry something even greater. They carry the responsibility of awakening a continent. We cannot bring them back, but we can honor them. We honor them by strengthening security. We honor them by deepening cooperation between Ghana and Burkina Faso. We honor them by refusing to allow terrorism to divide us. The men who carried out this crime believed they were powerful. But power is not in destruction. Power is in unity. When we captured them, they were no longer hiding behind weapons. They were no longer spreading fear. They were ordinary men facing the consequences of their actions. This is the message to every terrorist network. Africa will not remain silent. Africa will not remain passive. Africa will not be your playground. The trial that awaits these criminals will not just be about punishment. It will be about sending a clear message that African lives matter. Our traders matter, our farmers matter, our youth matter, our continent matters. But beyond justice, I want to speak about destiny. Africa stands at a crossroads. We can choose fragmentation, suspicion, and reaction, or we can choose unity, strength, and prevention. Pan-Africanism is not about speeches alone. It is about systems, it is about shared responsibility, it is about understanding that security in Ghana is security in Burkina Faso. Security in West Africa is security for the entire continent. The attack in Titao could have created tension between our countries. Instead, it created solidarity. This is the Africa I believe in, an Africa where leaders speak directly, an Africa where intelligence is shared, an Africa where no country stands alone against threats. We must build continental security networks. We must create African-led counter-terrorism strategies. We must train together. We must invest in modern tools. And we must address poverty and unemployment because instability grows where hope is absent. To the youth listening across villages, cities, and border towns, you are not powerless. You are not forgotten. You are the foundation of Africa's future. Reject extremism, reject manipulation, reject hatred. Choose education, choose entrepreneurship, choose service, choose unity. And to every foreign extremist thinking of entering African soil with violence in mind, hear this clearly. You will not find safety here. You will not find support here. You will not find weakness here. You will find resistance. You will find justice. You will find a continent that is rising. We do not blame entire nations for the actions of criminals. We do not attack innocent foreigners. We stand for fairness. We stand for law. But we also stand for protection. Africa must review how people enter its borders. We must strengthen screening systems. We must ensure that those who come to our continent come to build, not to destroy. This is not isolation. This is responsibility. Every sovereign nation has the duty to protect its people. We are no different. To Ghana, I repeat once more, our bond is unbreakable. No terrorist act will ever change our shared history. No criminal group will ever create hostility between our citizens. Our markets will continue, our cultures will continue, our cooperation will continue, and it will grow stronger. The world must understand something important. Africa is no longer a silent observer of its own suffering. Africa is thinking. Africa is organizing. Africa is asserting its sovereignty. The tragedy in Titao has reminded us of the cost of complacency. Now we choose vigilance. Now we choose coordination. Now we choose strength. Let this be the generation that transforms pain into policy. Let this be the generation that transforms grief into growth. Let this be the generation that transforms attacks into awakening. The blood of our fallen brothers will not divide us. It will unite us. It will remind us that our shared identity is more powerful than any weapon. We are one people across borders, one people across languages, one people across histories. And together, we will defend this continent. May the souls of the departed rest in eternal peace. May justice be firm and fair. May Ghana and Burkina Faso walk forward together. And may Africa rise united, sovereign, and unstoppable. Thank you.